My name is Melinda Hart. You are watching Stamping with Hart. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and today we are going to be talking about the color lifter. I want to share this craft tip with you today because if you are finishing up those Halloween projects, I think that the color lifter is the tool that you didn't know you needed for Halloween. And then you can add your embellishments or whatever you would want to add. And then you would adhere that right onto your card. But man, it's such an affordable, cool tool. Now we're getting that glow around the label. So when people look at this, they might not know exactly what the technique is that you did, but they'll know that it looks cool. Okay, so you just put that on your card base, and you'll be good to go. And there you go. Okay, so really, really cool effect. It's so subtle, but it's so cool. All right, so there is the stamped version, and here is the Stampin' Blends version with the highlight from the color lifter, and you can decide which one you prefer. I wanted to talk about experimenting just for a moment with your Stampin' Blends. If you like the Stampin' Blends, but you haven't had a chance to play with them, I just wanted to give you a few different ideas here. So this is colored. This was stamped, this image from Ghoulish Goodies was stamped with Memento Tuxedo Black ink so that I could use my alcohol markers over top of the ink without it smearing. So you would always want to use your Memento Tuxedo Black ink if you don't want to have any issues with the smearing when you're using your Stampin' blends. So this is actually Misty Moonlight that I just did like kind of like a sketch draw over. And then I highlighted inside the cage with the color lifter. I did some backgrounds, which I'll be showing you in just a minute with Stampin' Blends. So you can actually use your Stampin' Blends for quite a few things. What I did here was I labeled which color blend it was. So because I'm working within a Halloween color palette, I wanted to check out the grays and the blacks. I wanted to see what the impact was going to be with the color lifter with each one of these colors, because it was going to help me design my projects. So you can see here how well it's showing up with all of the different gray tones. So from gray granite to smoky slate. As we get into basic black, you can see, and these are just some blots here. Okay, so basically I took the brush tip side and just kind of laid it down and let it create this pattern. Now you could actually put stamps right within this pattern and have like a really cool, different look on a card. If you want to create your own custom, sentiment, or if you would want to put somebody's name and you kind of want to make it like cool looking, you could use your Stampin' Blends for that. So on the darker ones, it took a lot more of the blends for it to show up. Okay, so you can see that as we get darker and darker, I needed to go over this several times to get that to show up. So don't be afraid to experiment with the colors that you have in the Stampin' Blends. Test it with the color lifter, see which one you like, and then whenever you go in to start designing your project, you'll already know what color palette you're using, what the blends are going to look like with the color lifter, and it will, be that much better for you. Another way that you could do this is by doing a little color chart and then just testing the color lifter in one little part of each one of your chart. Okay, so another thing that I was playing around with, I colored this whole thing with basic black, and I took the color lifter and I just wanted to see, like, can I create a ghost? Can I create a silhouette? Can I create a skeleton? Now, I thought these were not that well done, not that well done, so I decided not to go with these. But what I learned here was this is what it looks like if you were to do this type of look. And I mean, I love that Stampin' Blends background. I love that it has like those little streaks, like that streaky effect there. And then if you look at the back, so this was Whisper White cardstock, just the regular cardstock. And you can see how cool the effect is on the back. So just depending on which side you would want to use, you could actually use either side. So here is a perfume bottle. And if you take a look at the coloring on the outer portion of the bottle, you can see that like fading in, it gets really light, like right here. So you can create the whole point of the lifter, if you're using it in a traditional sense, is to lift the color if you would need to correct something, or if you would want to create like a subtle highlight on something, this is like a traditional way that you would do that. You can even see here, like where it says the word perfume, it's lighter than the rest. So if I were to take this color lifter and I were to go over the word, okay, so if you do one pass, you're going to give it a second. And as the alcohol dries, that starts to lift. Okay, so you can start to see that the word is being spotlit. Now I can keep going over that and I can make that even more standoutish. Okay, so it's a really cool effect. Now, you, of course, could highlight any stamped word that you used your blend over, okay, to create that eerie glow. Now, of course, perfume isn't that scary when it has a glow, but it's just the idea there. So don't be afraid to play around with it. If I wanted to actually bring out this color, I could do that too. So you can see that as you add more of the lifter, the brighter it gets. So here is an example of just a subtle glow around this card, this layer with the witch's feet. Okay, so just wanted to create a little bit of an effect there. So this background, that's all Stampin' Blends. So different, it's a cool look. Here we have it again. So here you can see there's that glow. Okay. Another one. So more in the traditional sense, with the nail polish bottles, we have some highlight here. So there's a highlight here. Now, these are subtle because I wanted them to look dirty. But if you look here for Eek and for Boo, and then right in the center here and around the pumpkin, those are all, it looks like a spotlight. They're all spotlit. That is with the color lifter. And here, okay, so this is a reflection, and I just repeated the pattern. So this is the reflection on the lipstick tubes. All right, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope that you enjoyed the tips about the color lifter. If you like more videos like this, stay tuned for the next one. Thank you so much and have a great day.